Hi, this is Adam Costa. I'm with MetalDetectorsOnline.net, and this is part of our special interview series with OKM Metal Detectors. I'm speaking with Frank Kasser, the factory trainer and business rep for both North and South Americas. Hi, Frank. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing well this afternoon. Thank you.
Great. Now, I'd just like to take a few minutes and hopefully pick your brain about OKM and what makes it stand apart from other metal detector companies. So if you could tell me just a little bit about your company.
Well, we started off in 2000. It started off like any other regular company in the garage. The owners themselves and engineers, they themselves are metal detector hobbyists. They like to go out and do their searching and hunting, and they wanted something different that not everybody had. And that's how they came about with our equipment and products that we have now.
And Frank, who would you say are your primary customers?
Everybody. We have everybody from oil companies to military to hobby detectorists, from hardcore treasure hunters to the weekend person who just wants to go and find something small. We have everybody.
Okay. And what type of detectors do you specialize in? I know OKM has a wide variety of models available, but if you could hone in on maybe be it underwater detectors or gold detectors, for example.
Our primary detector is a detector that uses and records all the variables and all the changes in the magnetic fields, because we are able to harness the data transmitted from the center of the Earth out. That's what gives us our depth. I'd have to say the equipment, we call it's the EMSR equipment, which is electromagnetic signature readers, and this enables us to see things, larger items, bigger, deeper, and where no other detectors get to play around with, because most of them are limited by, their search coils.
Yeah, I agree that the EMSR equipment really does separate OKM from other detectors. You do mention that you're covering a wide variety of detectorists. What specific models would you recommend for a beginner, an intermediate, as well as the advanced detectorist?
For the beginner detectorists, the people who want to go and find a larger item or something like that, we have an Evolution, which is pretty much our starter model. It's a dual detector. It has an integrated VLF detector as well as the EMSR detector. The maximum depth of that detector is around 8 meters, so 25 feet. And that's on the EMSR side, whereas the VLF detector is pretty much standard in line with most other detectors, between 30 and 50 centimeters for the smaller items near the surface. That's a good detector for our beginner. Our intermediate detectors is going to be more or less the EXP series, and with that series, it's the EXP 4000 and 5000. They're complete standalone units, which do everything. They have their own built-in computer. They have a wide variety of different antennas that they can choose from, and they can take one antenna off, put another one on, and it's a completely different detector. For example, we have a tunnel sensor that they can look for just the larger tunnels, to our super sensor, which will find gold nuggets or has found gold nuggets in areas like Australia. And then for our advanced models, that would be the I-160 or the Rover C2. And the I-160 and the Rover C2, because of the fact that they do not have the programming built in that the EXP has, so that they're more on the basic side, where it takes a little bit more knowledge and training in order to get the right results that you desire.
And what would you say is the learning curve with that detector?
Well, the learning curve, I tell you what, I've seen people pick it up and use it in 15 minutes and never see or hear from them again. I've had people who have picked it up and then they realize you have a computer with it? How do you turn on the computer? And so that's when we finally came out with our Rover UC, which it's a combination. It's in between the EXP series, but it's still a Rover. And it's made to look like a walking stick, but it's controlled with one finger. It has one button, and it runs everything through a smartphone. It is by far the easiest to operate unit we've ever built. But we've got, again, the learning curve. I've had people who have used it, and that's why I'm the trainer. As much as I know, OKM is the only metal detector company who has a trainer that will go out to you and train you almost anywhere in the world.
Yeah, that's a huge benefit. And as far as I know from the people I've spoken with, OKM really is the only metal detector company to offer that level of service, which is really a huge benefit, especially for shortening the learning curve.
Well, not only that, but you take, for example, I was just recently in Bolivia, South America, working with the gas company. When they first put in all the gas lines, they didn't properly mark them. So they didn't have the exact location via GPS. They were just put in the ground, and then it's just a look and see, can we find them with a backhoe or not, where they're trying to avoid them. We were able to go through and identify this is a gas line because of its size, this is a water line because of its size, and these are electric because they're very small. And to identify this for municipalities is extremely important.
So it sounds like OKM has really come a long ways since its inception in 2000. What can we expect from your company over the next 5 years?
Well, I'll tell you what, 2011, it's not over yet. We have 2 new detectors coming out this year. Over the next 5 years, we are going to be coming out with a couple of detectors that are going to just revolutionize a major sector of the market. We have a VLF and pulse induction, a dual detector, which is going to work side by side at the same time. That's going to be introduced hopefully near the end of the year. And this is going to be able to give the hobby detectorist the ability to see down 2.5, 3 meters for the larger items, but also to pick up the smaller coins and nuggets up to 75 centimeters to a meter. With its dual cycle, nobody has that. And one of our engineers figured out how to get it done.
That's great.
We have a whole new set of industrial detectors that are going to be introduced. They're going to be running with, again, it's another dual technology running at the same time with the magnetic sensing. Is going to be running a ground-penetrating radar at the same time, which is going to give the ability to give a true radar 3D map, which for industrial use is just beyond. And for our treasure hunters, finally the air scan is going to come to life. This is an autonomous helicopter, radio-controlled helicopter, that's going to be able to do the searching for you, taking away the human error.
That sounds like a great time.
Well, we work hard here.
So the treasure hunters don't have to.
Well, you have different types of treasure hunters. I mean, I still have a regular VLF metal detector. I still enjoy walking down the beach. There's nothing wrong with it. And I like those detectors just as much as I like our equipment. There are places for both. If I'm looking for larger items, I'm going to grab one of ours. If I just want to go and find some coins along the beach, we're soon going to have one of those detectors too. And I still enjoy detecting when I get the opportunity, because it's always nice to find the little things.
Nice. And on a personal level, Frank, what would have been some of your favorite finds over the years?
No, let's see. I did a contract search in 2004. I found 45 gold bars in Sonora, Mexico. Whoa. I'd have to say that was probably the most impressive search. Wow. To watch it come out of the ground, it's amazing. We don't do contract searches anymore because of the safety factor, but that was probably the most impressive find that I've ever had. I was in Iraq last year near Solaminia. We found a mummified cat. We have a page within our website, and we have some stuff that's pictured that is just unbelievable because of the history, especially around the Balkans and the area in between Europe and the Middle East where the Romans were. This is just a wealth of information that's coming out, and it's a great time in history to sit there and rediscover history.
That's great. And we'll be sure to reference that page as well in the video portion of this interview so people can find that page on your website.
Thank you.
Frank, that's pretty much all the questions I have for you today. I want to thank you for stopping by. If you have any final closing statements about OKM.
The one advancement where we're really pushing forward here is in the simplification of the process. As we all know, men don't read user's manuals.
That's true.
So we have to make it almost, excuse the expression, idiot-proof. And this is really where we are in the process of moving forward, is simplifying the techniques because they work, they've been proven. And now it's just, let's put it together so that everybody can understand it, regardless of what language you speak.
Great. I think that's an awesome point. So, Frank, thank you so much for your time. Greatly appreciate it. And we really look forward to seeing what comes out of OKM metal detectors over the next 5, 10, even 20 years.
Well, you're welcome. And I look forward to speaking with you again. My email address, and this is for everybody out there, is fkasser, that's F-C-A-S-S-E-R, at OKM, and then a hyphen, so a dash, GmbH.de. My Skype is OKM_trainer. And when you see me online, feel free to ask a question.